Have you ever wondered about the story of the devil? Most of us know the basic version. A fallen angel, the embodiment of evil. But what if I told you there's a much more complex, tragic, and even relatable version of this story? A version that has shaped our culture for centuries. Yet it's not the one you typically hear in church. Today, we're diving deep into John Milton's masterpiece, Paradise Lost, to uncover the story of Lucifer that you were never taught. Before we get into the epic tale, let's set the stage. Paradise Lost was written by the English poet John Milton in the 17th century. It's a massive poem, over 10,000 lines long, and it tells the biblical story of the fall of man. You know, Adam and Eve, the apple, all of that. But Milton does something incredible. He starts the story not in the Garden of Eden, but in hell, right after a colossal war in heaven. And who's our main character for the first part of the book? None other than Satan, or as he was known before his fall, Lucifer. Milton's Lucifer is not just a one-dimensional villain. He's charismatic, intelligent, and fiercely proud. He was once the most beautiful and powerful of all God's angels, the light-bearer. So, what went wrong? According to Milton, the conflict began when God announced his son as his second in command, demanding all angels bow down to him. For Lucifer, this was an unbearable insult. He saw himself as equal, a being of light and power, not a subordinate to be commanded. This sense of wounded pride, this feeling of injustice, is the spark that ignites the rebellion. Lucifer uses his incredible powers of persuasion to rally other angels to his cause. He frames God's decree as tyranny, a move to strip them of their freedom. He asks them, who can in reason then or right assume monarchy over such as live by right, his equals, if in power and splendor less, in freedom equal? He's basically starting a revolution based on the principles of liberty and equality. It's a powerful argument, and it convinces a third of heaven's angels to join him. This is the first key difference. Lucifer isn't just pure evil. He's a revolutionary leader fighting against what he perceives as an absolute monarchy. What follows is a spectacular war in heaven. It's a 3-day battle of cosmic proportions. Angels wielding swords forged from celestial light, mountains torn from their foundations and hurled as weapons. Lucifer and his rebels fight with incredible valor, even managing to hold their own against the loyalist angels led by Michael and Gabriel. But on the 3rd day, God sends his Son into the battle, wielding divine power that is simply overwhelming. Lucifer and his followers are cast out of heaven, plummeting through chaos for 9 days and 9 nights until they land in a fiery, dark abyss, hell. And this is where Milton's story gets truly fascinating. When we first meet Lucifer in hell, he's not broken. He's defiant. He wakes up on a burning lake, chained, and his first words are legendary. He looks at his second in command, Beelzebub, and says, "What though the field be lost? All is not lost." The unconquerable will and study of revenge, immortal hate, and courage never to submit or yield. He refuses to accept defeat. He's lost heaven, but he hasn't lost his spirit. It's in hell that Lucifer utters his most famous line, the one that defines his character. The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. He argues that it is better to reign in hell than serve in heaven. This is the ultimate expression of his pride and his will. He would rather be the master of his own suffering than a servant in paradise. He gathers his fallen angels, now called demons, and they build a magnificent palace, Pandemonium. He reestablishes his government and holds a council to decide their next move. They can't attack heaven directly again. That's a suicide mission. So, what's the plan? Revenge. But a different kind of revenge. They learn of God's new creation, a new world with new beings called man, made in God's image. Lucifer sees his chance. If he can't defeat God with force, he'll corrupt God's most beloved creation. He volunteers for the dangerous solo mission to journey to this new world, Earth. His journey from hell to Earth is an odyssey in itself. He travels through the formless void of chaos, tricking and battling ancient entities along the way. When he finally arrives at Earth, he is awestruck by its beauty and by the innocence of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. For a moment, he even feels a pang of regret. He sees their happiness, their love, and knows he's about to destroy it. He laments, "For only in destroying I find ease to my relentless thoughts." He's trapped by his own mission for revenge. This moment of doubt makes him so much more than a simple villain. He's a tragic figure, aware of the evil he is about to commit, but unable to turn back. Disguising himself as a serpent, he finds Eve alone. He uses flattery, logic, and lies, preying on her curiosity and desire for knowledge. He tells her the forbidden fruit of the tree of knowledge won't kill her, but will make her like a god, knowing good and evil. His argument is incredibly seductive. He convinces her that God is keeping them ignorant to keep them obedient. And it works. Eve eats the fruit and then convinces Adam to do the same. The fall is complete. But this is not a moment of pure triumph for Lucifer. As he returns to hell to declare his victory, expecting applause, he and his followers are suddenly transformed by God into hissing snakes. They are overcome by a maddening hunger and thirst, and when they try to eat the fruit that appears before them, it turns to ash in their mouths. This is their eternal punishment, to constantly relive their hollow victory, forever tormented by their own deception. So what does this story tell us? Milton's Lucifer is not just the devil. He is a complex character driven by pride, a desire for freedom, and a thirst for revenge. He's a tragic hero in the classical sense, whose own great qualities lead to his downfall. He is a powerful orator, a brilliant strategist, and a courageous warrior. His story is a cautionary tale about the destructive nature of pride and ambition when they go unchecked. This version of the story has had a huge influence on our culture. The idea of the charismatic, rebellious, and sympathetic devil, you see it everywhere, from literature and film to music. He's the ultimate anti-hero. Milton didn't invent the fallen angel, but he gave him a voice, a motive, and a psychology that has fascinated people for centuries. He took a figure of pure evil and turned him into one of the most compelling characters in all of literature. The story from Paradise Lost forces us to ask difficult questions. Is it better to have freedom in a place of suffering, or to live in blissful ignorance under a benevolent ruler? What is the line between righteous rebellion and destructive pride? Milton doesn't give us easy answers. He presents Lucifer's case so compellingly that some readers have argued that Lucifer is the true hero of the poem. While Milton himself was a devout Christian and almost certainly didn't intend that, the fact that the debate even exists is a testament to the power of his creation. So, the next time you think of the devil, remember the Lucifer of Paradise Lost. Not just a horned monster with a pitchfork, but a fallen star, a tragic revolutionary, and a character whose story is a powerful exploration of free will, pride, and the complex nature of good and evil. It's a far cry from the simple villain of Sunday school, and it's a story that, once you hear it, you'll never forget. Thanks for watching. If you found this dive into literary history as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that challenge what you thought you knew. Let me know in the comments what you think is Milton's Lucifer, a villain, a hero, or something else entirely. See you in the next video.